What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, please consider subscribing as we continue following everything happening around Manchester United. Now, if you've supported United for the last few years, this transfer saga probably feels very familiar. We've seen this movie before. Remember the Frankie de Jong saga? It got to a point where the two clubs had essentially agreed on a deal, but the player himself was never convinced about leaving. We ended up spending almost the entire summer chasing someone who didn't really want to make the move. By the time the season started, we had to react after a poor opening run and brought in Casemiro instead. Now don't get me wrong, Casemiro went on to have an incredible first season. He became one of our most important players and helped transform the midfield. But the reality is that he wasn't the original plan. We spent months pursuing one target, only to end up making a completely different signing. That's why this Aurelien Tchouaméni situation feels so important. The difference this time is that it's not entirely clear where the player stands. Unlike the De Jong saga, there isn't a clear indication that Tchouaméni has rejected the idea of leaving. At the same time, there also isn't any confirmation that he actually wants to move to Old Trafford. There have been plenty of reports suggesting that Real Madrid could be open to letting him leave. Some have even linked it to the reported training ground disagreement with Federico Valverde. Whether there's any truth to that, we'll probably never know because clubs like Real Madrid rarely make those things public. Another factor could simply be the direction of the squad. With the new manager looking to build a midfield around Jude Bellingham and Federico Valverde, Tchouaméni could find himself becoming more expendable than many people expected a year ago. If that's the case, then maybe this transfer isn't as unrealistic as it once seemed. And honestly, from a United fan's perspective, who wouldn't want Tchouaméni? He's athletic, technically gifted, comfortable under pressure, and exactly the type of midfielder many fans believe this squad needs. A midfield consisting of Bruno Fernandes, Tchouaméni, and Tchouaméni certainly sounds exciting on paper. But before United throw everything into making this deal happen, I think they need one thing above all else: clarity. Find out exactly where the player stands. Does he genuinely want to leave Real Madrid? Would he be excited by the project at Manchester United? Or is he simply happy to stay and fight for his place in Madrid? Those answers should determine how aggressively United pursue this transfer. Recent reports suggest that United have already sent a delegation to Madrid to begin discussions, which shows they're serious. It also appears the club views Tchouaméni as the marquee midfield signing, who could anchor the team alongside Bruno and Tchouaméni for years to come. If that's true, then this could easily become one of the biggest deals of the summer. Of course, it won't come cheap. With transfer fees continuing to reach unbelievable levels across Europe, United may have to dig deep into their pockets if Real Madrid are willing to negotiate. One interesting report that has surfaced is that United would like Tchouaméni to accept a wage cut if he joins. Personally, I'm not entirely sure how reliable those reports are, so I'd take them with a pinch of salt. Even if they are true, I don't think wages would necessarily be the biggest obstacle if both the club and the player genuinely want the move to happen. For me, the biggest question remains the same. Before spending weeks or even months negotiating with Real Madrid, United need to know one thing. Does Aurelien Tchouaméni actually want to be a Manchester United player? Because we've been down this road before, and hopefully the club has learned from the mistakes of the past. But that's just my opinion. What do you guys think? Should United go all in for Tchouaméni, or should they move on quickly if there are any doubts about the player's intentions? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next one.